the paint for the police. Unfortunately, we were unable to use it, and we ended up using the office budget instead. So I have to go on the record that it was not city council, it was not councilmatic money. It was the board office budget that actually paid for it. So we're not seeing. It doesn't seem like we're going to be getting the stipend for the third year in a row. It's been 2 years already. Hopefully it happens, but it doesn't seem it's going to happen. If nothing else, we're actually getting a cut. But more details on that later. And the last thing I want to report on is this, and you guys, everybody knows John Wang, who I believe might be on the call, as well as the New York Hall of Science, who is now under some form of new management, at least in the outreach division. And it seems that we're all getting together on what they call the Elmhurst Corona Coalition. And what the Elmhurst Corona Coalition is basically, and again, I would love for John to be able to speak, but we didn't have the chance to do so. Nonetheless, I will send you guys the notes. It's basically a coalition where a lot of different community groups get together. We have groups as Casa del Sol. I can't name all, but Casa del Sol, the Queens Museum, Make the Road, Elmcorn, New Life CDC, a lot of groups are getting together, and we're going to be using the opportunity for all of us to get together and make like a one-stop shop for all things COVID, community outreach. That includes from food pantries to health and healing to education, community welfare, awareness and fundraising. We're going to have several different groups and a lot of different working groups to make this thing function. And CB4, as always, and thanks, John, for recommending it. They are asking us to work with them. So as I receive more information, I'll continue to attend as many as these meetings as I possibly can. I can only pick maybe 1 or 2 more phone meetings. But if you are interested in any information or anything regarding this Elmhurst Corona Coalition, in conjunction with the Hall of Science and a lot of different community agencies, please do reach out to me personally. C. Cassignol at cb.nyc.gov or QN04 at cb.nyc.gov, and I'll send you what information I have as I receive it. But for now, we are not committed to anything. We're just there as a supporting arm to help move this forward. And again, guys, I'm gonna let you go with this. Chances are throughout the night I will report as we go. Again, just there's a lot of word out there about riots and looting and everything. Please do not forget the fact that COVID is in fact still a real threat, guys. Don't stop wearing masks. Don't let the warm weather fool you. And remember, the news will come to you. Stop looking for news. Stop searching the internet for cures to COVID, all these things. When there is something out there, it will come to you. Don't spend 24 hours a day on the internet looking for this stuff. So Lou, I'm good to go on my side. If anything else comes up, of course, I'll let you know. But yeah, my report is over. Thank you.
Okay, I muted my mic. I muted it while you were talking. To make sure.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll now go through the board members list and allow each board member to speak as I call your name. It will be in alphabetical order this time. Lucy Cesar Scully. Is she around?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, Lucy.
Hello.
So any questions, reports, anything you want to throw away?
Yeah, my mic's off.
No, it's still on. It's still on. You're good.
Oh, okay. I thought it shut off. No, I'm good.
Good. All right. Next. You got it. Lou?
Okay. Charo Chung Chin.
Mr. Chen is here. Just bear with give us a second.
The image, but I couldn't hear you guys' voices. So what happened, I mentioned these things last time. I sent the email to governor, mayor, or the Attorney General's office, Queens, New York State, all the medias, including Chinese media. But only New York Times respond me with the computer, the information. That's about it. Nobody mentioned about it.
Thank you, Mr. Chen.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chin.
Thank you.
I would now like to welcome new board member, if he's here, Yi Chin.
Yes, we actually do have somebody here. Give me a second.
This is Yi Chen. You can call me Andy.
Good morning. Yeah, good evening, Andy. Welcome aboard.
Nice meeting you guys.
Oh, no, man. Nice meeting you. So, any questions, concerns, comments you got for us, or just?
I'm still learning from you guys. So.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Lou?
Okay, David Chang.
He is here. Just bear with us.
Good evening, everyone. Nothing to report.
Thank you, David.
Linda Corral,
No, Linda, I don't see here. No, Linda is not here, Lou.
okay. I'd also like to welcome new board member Lorena Diaz.
Yes, she is in fact here. Good evening, Ms. Diaz.
Good evening. How's everybody?
Not too bad.
Great. Well, happy to be here.
Thank you. All right, Lou.
Okay, next, Michelle Dunstan.
No, I don't see Michelle. Next.
Aurea Espanol.
No, sir.
Okay. Carolina Campino.
Yes, Marilena is here. Marilena.
Guys, hi everyone.
Oh,
Nothing to
hello.
report right now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh man.
Christina Gonzalez.
Was that Lou? I'm sorry.
Christina Gonzalez.
Oh, Kristen. No, Kristen is not here. No, Kristen is not here.
Oh, okay. Vincent Losella.
No, I do not see Vincent.
Okay.
Hello, Michelle Dunstan is here.
Oh, okay.
I am here.
Okay, Michelle, what would you like to say?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything. I'm glad that I finally got on. I just been on the phone and you guys are doing a great thing, work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Vincent Losella. Is he here, Christian?
No, sir. Sorry about that. I was muted.
Okay, Vincent Losella.
No, sir. He is not here. Moving on.
James Lisa.
No.
Salvatore Lombardo.
No, sir.
Carol Wilczynski. She's
No.
also a new member.
Also a new member. No, she is not in. No.
Also a new member, Sunil Mahat.
Yes, Sonel is in fact here.
Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. Just happy to be here. As a new member, no follow-up questions at the moment, but looking forward to work with all of you. Thank you.
Looking forward to working with you, Sonel. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So really quickly, I do want to acknowledge, please understand, for the board members who have called in, it's not that we're not acknowledging, it's just there's no way to physically know if you're there. So if you dialed in via phone, we are not taking formalized attendance on this. So if you haven't, you will not get an absence. However, if you are there, thanks for coming in, do join us, but you won't be able to participate actively. Lou, whenever you're ready, thanks.
Okay. Patricia Martin.
No.
Sylvia Martin.
No, sir.
Matthew McEnroy.
Yes, Matthew is here. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, guys. You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Loud and clear.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Nothing to report. I am concerned about the census falling behind everybody's attention because everybody's focused on other stuff. I don't know if the board winds up doing anything on that regard, let me know. Second, we have a kind of jerry-rigged situation here where Ravinia is following the meeting on my speakerphone. So I just wanted to offer her the opportunity to say hi. Ravinia?
Of course.
Speak up, talk loud.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening, Ravinia.
Hello. I'm here.
We are here, Ravinia. We hear you.
Can you hear me? I want to let everybody know that I'm fine. I took the test. Everything came out negative. I did the antibodies, so I'm fine. I just want to get out of the house, but I'll see you in the fall.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Ravina. God bless. Thanks, Matt. That was very nice of you.
Be good.
Thank you. And she was the next name on the list. That was perfect. Matthew. Thank you.
You know, so Lou, really quickly, Matt, can I address about that as far as the census goes really quickly? It'll take all of
Yeah,
September. So Matt, look, the truth is that so we're not. I can't say we're actively doing anything because I can't say we really are. We did just before the whole COVID thing. We did go like guns blazing and had a job fair and all that, and it was very successful. Obviously, as you know, COVID happened and we got slowed down. We do, however, have reps from the census that are reaching out to us and go to do much more community outreach because, as you can imagine, more than ever, our numbers are lower than they've ever been. I think we're like in the 30%. I think, if it's not mistaken, so it's very, very low. But I have been in contact just this past week with somebody with the census, and they are willing to work with us once this whole dust settles. But we don't know what's going to happen with it, Matt. But I promise you, I don't believe our census chair is in just yet, Kristen Gonzalez. But I have been in contact with her, and we'll do the best we can. I'm not sure if there's a rep here from Senator Ramos's office, but I do believe that tomorrow evening they're holding a town hall. If that still stands, that might be a good place for us to see what the latest is with our communities. But I think we shared that flyer with you. If we did not, we will share it with you this evening or at the very least early tomorrow morning about that town hall. But it's taking place, I believe, tomorrow evening. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Let's see. This Edgar Moya.
So Edgar Moya tried to dial in, but I think I don't think he's in just yet. He might have just dialed in via phone, but he is not in right now. No.
Okay. Ruby Muhammad.
No, I do not see her.
Sandra M. Munoz.
Oh, Sandra's not here either. Next.
Okay, let me go back to the top. Rip Singh Narula.
Yes, Mr. Narula is here. Just bear with us.
I'm here. Good
Good
evening,
evening, Mr.
everybody.
Narula.
And I want to say healthy for the next 2 months and stay away from everybody and keep a distance and keep on washing the hand and everything. So I want to request everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Narula.
Okay.
Georgina Oliver.
No, sir. She might have dialed in, but she's not on our list of attendees now. Moving on.
Okay. Alexandra Owens, and I've seen her here. So
Yes, she is here. There she goes. Alex.
Hey, I have nothing to say but just wishing you guys well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alexa Ponce.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, new board members. I hope that we can all see each other soon, but nothing to report on my end.
Okay,
thank you.
Rapinda Raj.
No.
Ashley Reed.
Yes, Ashley is here. I saw her name.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Nothing to report.
Good evening, Ashley. Thank you.
Okay. Oscar Rios.
No, Oscar is not here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, Oscar is here. Excuse me, Oscar. I missed your name, man. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. Hi, guys. How's it going? I'm going to see my comments for the committee afterwards. I just hope that we all see each other in the fall. And then that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Neil Roman.
No, sir.
Kristen Romero.
Christian is here. Christian Romero.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing to report besides a warm welcome for all the new members. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Fernando Ruiz.
No, sir.
Clara Salas. I see Clara, so I know she's
Yes, Clara is here.
Clara?
First, I'd like to welcome all new board members on board. And second, I'd like to wish everybody a safe summer. And I'd like to also, thirdly, I would like to thank all the essential workers, our hospital workers, the police, members of the community board that are working to keep this city safe. And what can I say? I look forward to seeing every each and every one of you in September. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. Lucy Shillerlo.
Yes, Lucy is here.
You hear me?
Yes, Lucy, good evening.
Okay,
And
hi
we can
everybody.
see.
Okay, thank you. I just want to know if you can hear me. I just now got a text from Ruby Muhammad. She's on the phone. She hears everything, but she wasn't able to, to let you know that she's on, but just got it now. And as for the census, the Queens General Assembly and the Borough President's Office doing a phone in to predominantly for Mandarin and Cantonese Chinese people. That's who they want to get onto the census. If anybody's interested, call their office. Maybe Joe will bring it up if he's on tonight. And that might be a way of, amping up those numbers for Queens. So if anybody's interested, get in touch with the Borough President's Office. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
Oh, and Lucy, you know what I'm talking about here. Thank you for the beautiful card. I will be calling you and speaking to you personally about it, though. But thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're in my thoughts all the time.
A. Red Sevilla, please.
No, I do not see him.
Alton Derek Smith.
No. Again, Alton, I believe he might have dialed in. He did call me earlier with information on how to get in, but I don't see him. But if you're here, Alton, but thanks for coming in. But no, Lou. Moving on.
Okay. Gregory Spock.
Gregory is here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Gregory.
Good evening, all. Again, a welcome to the new board members. I look forward to meeting all of you when we see each other next, either in person or virtually. I do want to say Black Lives Matter, and I'm very thankful for the diversity that we have here on the board. I've learned so much from all of you, and I really feel that this board is stronger because of the diversity that we have. And a special thank you to all of the Black board members during this difficult time in the country and around us. Thank you.
Gregory.
Thank you, Gregory. Dewan Tariq.
No, I don't see the one. No. Next.
Marcello Testa.
Marcello is here. Marcello.
Good evening, everyone. Nothing to report.
Thank you, sir.
Izada
No, she is not here. No, Zeta's not here.
Zeta, okay. All right. Rosa Wang.
No, sir.
Minwen Yang.
Not at this time. No, sir.
All right. I believe the next item on the agenda is the legislators.
Yes, sir.
Pull that list up. Beginning with the U.S. Senate, Charles E. Schumer, or Representative.
No, sir. Nothing.
Kristen Gillibrand.
No, sir.
Okay, from the House of Representatives, Grace Ming.
Yes, we have Christian representing Congresswoman Meng. Christian?
Thank you, Christian. Thank you,
got it,
Mr.
man.
Chair. On behalf of Congresswoman Meng, just hoping and wishing everyone's family still remains all healthy and well. To update everyone, the Congresswoman returned to DC twice last month. The first was to help pass the House Democrats' fourth coronavirus stimulus bill, the HEROES Act, which put families and frontline workers first. And the second reason was to vote on the House passage of the Paycheck Protection Program flexibility bill. And that really provided more flexibility for the already program for small businesses. And the Senate finally followed suit and passed this bill too. So on the legislative front, we're making some progress. We're trying. The Congresswoman is hearing everyone's concerns and is advocating for these necessary bills and pieces of legislation. Here on the local side, our office remains working remotely, but that doesn't mean we're far away. You guys all should have my cell phone directly to reach me if you have any issues. And you can definitely reach our office number and someone should give you a call back in the next 24 hours or less. We have answered many constituents and continue to answer many constituents on a range of issues, but we're happy to always chat if you're just looking to chat about sort of the situation that's going on now around the country and your ideas, concerns, or any proposals you might have. The Congresswoman is always happy to hear those. So that's all I got from the Congresswoman's side. Wishing you all a great summer, and yield back my time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And Mr. Chair, if I may, also I want to just add to the fact that Christian and I and the Congresswoman earlier this year, CB4 partnered up with Congresswoman Meng, and on Memorial Day we were actually out there giving away some masks. We came across some masks from the mayor's office. Most recently, we even got some from the controller's office, and it's our intention to do a mask giveaway sometime within the next 7 to 10 days. But we did have a very successful one. I think we gave away, Christian, about 1,000 masks in a matter of 40, 45 minutes between just the Congressman and myself.
Yeah.
So amazing stuff, and thank you for that. That was amazing.
No, thank you, Christian. And it was, we definitely saw the need of the masks in our community, in our area. Giving away 1,000 masks in 45 minutes shows that everyone is in need, and we're happy to be there. And thank you for partnering with us, Christian.
You got it, man. Hopefully we do it again. Lou, you're ready. Good to go.
Okay. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes, we have Michelle here representing. Michelle?
Hi, everyone. This is Michelle from the Office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Welcome, new board members. I have a few legislative updates. So the Congresswoman recently introduced the Prohibiting Chemical Weapons and Law Enforcement Act, and she did so last week. It bans tear gas, which has already been banned from war since the Geneva Protocol in 1925. And so it's encouraging the ban of tear gas by federal law enforcement as well as local law enforcement. The Congresswoman also co-sponsored the Justice and Policing Act of 2020, which was introduced by House and Senate Democrats in response to calls to address police brutality. And lastly, the Congresswoman voted in support of the Paycheck Protection Flexibility Act. And this new law will make improvements to the Paycheck Protection Program, also known as PPP, which is currently the federal loan program for small businesses struggling due to COVID-19. Some community updates. Our district office is excited to share that we hit a milestone and we opened our 1,000th case to assist constituents. So friendly reminder, our office helps with any federal related cases, may it be immigration, as is around 80% of our cases, as well as issues pertaining to veterans benefits, Social Security, IRS, postal services. And I briefly want to touch on the census. So I know it was mentioned earlier, East Elmhurst and Corona are currently around 40%. That is a 10-point jump from last month, but it's still well below the national average, which is around 60% right now. So it's important to, get the word out. And thank you for the board for the work that they're doing around the census. Is particularly with the count committee. And similar to what Christian mentioned, our office is still operating via telework. We are available via phone and or via website. So please feel free and reach out, and we're more than happy to help. And we've been able to assist folks during this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
The New York State Assembly. I will start with Brian Barnwell.
I don't believe we have any rep from Barnwell's office here.
Okay.
No, not that I see.
Michael Dendecker.
No,
Anybody
Lou.
else?
No, sir.
Jeffrey-Ann Aubrey.
No rep, no.
Catalina Cruz.
Alex is representing Assemblywoman Cruz?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Okay. So we continue to give out food and diapers every day except for Sundays, and food. Food is first come, first serve, and that begins at 12:30, and it goes until food runs out. diapers, we've changed up the process, whereas before it was kind of, we'd set it for one day and have everybody come, but we found that the need is so high that we've created a process so that people would have to make appointments to be able to get them. It makes things a lot easier, more streamlined. General, we're continuing to work remotely to field general services. So far, we fielded about 350 cases since COVID began, 294 of which are with regards to unemployment. So it's still a number one issue for most people. If you are having an issue, if you need any of our services, you can call us 718-458-5367. And we're starting this weekend, and we also did so a couple weeks ago. We're doing business walks to prepare small businesses to reopen. So we'll be out there on Saturday talking to small businesses, giving out masks, giving out hand sanitizer, and just informing them what the process will look like when they start to reopen. The Congresswoman or the Assemblywoman sends her regards, and she hopes to see you soon. We all hope that you guys are doing well.
Thank you. From the New York State Senate, Michael Janoris.
No, sir.
Jessica Ramos.
Give me a second, Lou. Hold on. I don't think we have anybody here from Senator Ramos's office.
Okay.
No.
Toby Stavisky.
No, sir.
Okay. From the New York City Mayor's office, Jessica Shabowski.
Yes, we do have Jessica here. Jessica? Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I want to start off by wishing everyone a happy Pride Month. We're just going to go into highlighting a couple of top-level announcements. One, NYC Care is going to be expanding to Queens 4 months ahead of schedule. This is a citywide effort to guarantee healthcare for all New Yorkers by providing access to low-cost and no-cost primary care for those who are ineligible or can't afford insurance, and it helps fight the healthcare disparities that have been made clear by COVID-19. For more information on that, please go to nyccare.nyc. Phase 1 of reopening began last Monday. Industries that can now reopen include construction, some retail, manufacturing, and wholesale trade. Our dedicated business restart hotline is 888-SBS4NYC. That's 888-727-4692. And workers who call 311 will be connected to the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection for immediate assistance if there are concerns of their employers either not practicing safe workplaces or not providing them things like PPE. The city is distributing 2 million face masks citywide to small businesses and their employees. SBS and DCWP are working with business serving partner organizations throughout the 5 boroughs, including in CB4, the Queens Business Outreach Network on 40th Road in Corona. For more info on that, I can send you guys the link with SBS. It is on the agency's Twitter account, if that helps. The Task Force on Racial Inclusion and Equity announced the Restaurant Revitalization Program last week, which focused.
Step away from me. Excuse me 1 minute. I'm going to step away, Christian, so I'm going to mute my mic.
Okay. The Task Force on Racial Inclusion and Equity announced the Restaurant Revitalization Program last week, which is focusing on the 27 communities that were hardest hit by COVID-19, and this includes community boards for Corona. This program is going to support unemployed and underemployed restaurant workers with grants up to $30,000 each to subsidize wages of $20 per hour for at least 6 weeks. The initial goal is to save 100 restaurants across the 27 communities, supporting 1,000 workers. We're looking at our daily health indicators, which continue to remain below the thresholds, and we expect phase 2 of reopening to begin either at the end of June or the beginning of July. We're leaning towards more likely the beginning of July. The mayor announced a plan to expand restaurant outdoor seating once the city enters phase 2 to temporarily use space to support the city's restaurants while maintaining social distancing. And this will include curbside seating, open streets, and sidewalk seating. Lastly, just trying to highlight all of this, the city is now capable of performing tens of thousands of COVID-19 tests per day. One day last week, we reached 33,000 people. For an interactive map that shows all known testing sites, please go to nyc.gov/COVID testing or call 311. We are encouraging all New Yorkers to get tested, especially those who have recently attended a protest. If you need a hotel to self-isolate, if you live in a multi-generational home and want to isolate away from your grandparents or parents, please go to nyc.gov/COVID hotel. Our test and trace core was launched on June 1st and includes over 2,500 community engagement specialists and case investigators speaking 40 distinctive languages. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So Jessica, all right. Actually, we have a question that's pending, but it actually plays into what I'm trying to ask you as well. All right, so we understand we're going into the phase of opening up, but the main issue is, of course, and this question that is asked in the panel, it's that the social distancing is just not being enforced. And I'll give you an example. Today was my first time going back to Corona in a good week or so, and I was mortified over what I saw all over Corona Plaza nonetheless. Not to mention the fact that, of course, the food vendors and mask vendors and glove vendors and every kind of vendors possibly out there, but there is literally no social distancing. More so, there is a COVID testing truck that has people literally shoulder to shoulder with each other. Now, of course, we understand that NYPD is not at the point of being enforcing yet, but it's still a concern. It seems like we could take a really huge step back if we're not careful with this. So I don't know where we are with enforcement on this type of stuff. We're not looking to get anybody arrested, of course, but there has to be some kind of initiative to make sure we don't go back to the dark ages that was 2 months ago. So it is a valid concern, but specifically around public plazas, such as Corona Plaza, which is already infamously known for not being very enforced. So we just need to kind of point that out.
Right. So largely our social distancing our social distancing enforcement team has been made up of multiple city agencies, parks and, public parks. PD has been a part of this as well. If it's small businesses, those agencies get involved. But I think as we're looking at some of these community spaces, we're looking for community partners who may be interested in helping us. Just get that word out, give out masks. We're not trying to get anybody in trouble. We're just trying to focus on education. But especially as we talk about opening some of these small businesses up with open restaurants, the responsibility of managing the crowd that builds up in front of a restaurant is going to be the responsibility of the business owner. So we're hoping really that this is like everybody kind of chips in, looks out for each other, but all we can really do is educate. We can't force people. We're not trying to get anybody in trouble. And so it's kind of this balancing act.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Jessica, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is Lou Walker. Regarding this phase 1 reopening of construction, is that specifically construction sites, or is that the sites and their offices, which might be in an office building? How does that work?
The target of this was supposed to be construction sites. So DOB for the first 30 days visiting all construction sites, making sure that the different requirements for operating are being followed, and just really practicing an education campaign to make sure everyone kind of gets on board after 30 days. When you're talking about offices, are these offices that are on site of construction sites or off site?
They're office buildings which are connected to those sites, but don't necessarily totally support those sites. Maybe some of the individuals at their office, are key personnel to the site, but not all of them. And yet I know of at least 2 companies who reopened their offices this past Monday, kind of under the guise of, oh, we're in phase 1. But I said, I don't think so.
Yeah, Lou, if you'd like, you can send me the sites and I can ask DOB to check it out. And again, we're not trying to get anybody in trouble, just trying to educate. Offices generally are supposed to be solely opening in phase 2. So if you'd like to send me those 2 sites, I'm happy to look into those.
Okay.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good to go. Thank you. No.
I will move on then. New York City Council, Francisco Moya.
So we have a representative there who's somewhat kind of fumbling to get in, but I also heard he may be popping in. But right now there is no representative from Moya's office in the meeting.
Okay, so I'll move on and we can come back. Daniel Drum.
Yes, we have Kelly here from Danny Drum's office.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Kelly.
Kelly. Council member, on behalf of Council member John, and I wish everyone are well and healthy. Just a quick update. So our office continues to work remotely. Please feel free to call our office and leave a voice message. One of our staff will get back to you once we receive a message, and as soon as within 24 hours. Our office number is 718-803-6373. Again, our office continue to provide flexible legal service hours. We provide immigration legal service in general. If you need an appointment, please feel free to call us, and then we can set an appointment. So the legal appointment can be taken by phone or on Zoom call. So it depends on how you like it. And then basically that's it from our office. I wish everyone have a good summer.
So Lou, before you continue, thank you, Kelly, by the way. Lou, before you continue, of course, do so, but we do have a representative from Moya's office who we're just going to get on in a minute. I'll let you know when we get her on, but you can continue with the controller's office and everybody else.
Okay, all right, thank you. Queensboro President Sharon Lee, or a representative?
No, sir, and we just got a representative from Barnwell's office just came in as well, but no, nobody from the borough president.
Okay, well, let's go back to Barnwell first, since we had passed him some time ago. Let's go back to that before I proceed ahead.
Hi, good evening. My name is Angela. I'm from Assemblyman Member Brian Barnwell's office. We hope that everyone is okay given the circumstances. We also want to let the community know that we will be, our office will be hosting a NILAG event. And give me 1 second. Sorry. It'll take place on June 18th. And if you need to RSVP for the appointment, you can reach us at our office number, which is 718-651-3185. And also to let everyone know that our office has also created a COVID-19 community resource guide, which includes information and resources for individuals impacted by COVID-19. And we would like to share this guide with our CB4 community. Our office is functioning and open through teleport. So if you call our office, we will continue to serve our constituents. And thank you so much for having me on your call.
Thank you so much. So really quickly, I'll let everybody know that as is tradition with us, anytime that we receive, we do these meetings and we send you guys, we will send you a follow-up, and on that follow-up email, we'll give you all the resource guides, all the contact info. So you will receive all that. So if you represent an elected official or anybody, by all means, please get it to us and we'll be sure to send it out. Also, Lou, so we do have a representative from Moya's office. We have Berenice on the phone, Perez on the phone. But in the meantime, please check your email because there is a representative from the borough president's office, and they did send you a statement to read out.
Which email did he send it to?
I'm not sure, Lou. I'll check for you, but in the meantime, we do have Berenice on the phone from Moya's office in the meantime. I'll see if
Okay, well, let them talk. Thank you. I will look for what I need.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to meet everyone, and welcome to the new community board members. My name is Berenice Navarrete Perez, and I'm a constituent service liaison for Councilmember Francisco Moya. I've been with this office since March. I just want to give some updates. Of course, the council member wish he could be at tonight's meeting, but at the moment he is on virtual town hall with SBS and DOF. But we would also like to inform you for the upcoming town hall we will be having next week with the DOE. It would be on Tuesday, June 23rd. Please follow us on Facebook. To get more information in regards to the event, I would also like to give an update in regards to the police reform legislation we support. At the city level, we're working on a bill that would repeal the resident exemption for NYPD officers and require NYPD officers to be NYC residents. And we are also in support of Intro 566A, which is to ban chokeholds. That's about it on my end. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Berenice. Appreciate that.
No worries.
Okay, so it seems that Lou stepped off for a second. Unfortunately, I don't. Oh, there you go, Lou. There you go.
Is this
So really quickly, all right. So Lou, what I would do is maybe if you just acknowledge the next speaker, and we actually have somebody from the borough president's office who is going to speak, and we're going to unmute them right now. So just continue.
fine? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you can continue with the controller's office and moving down the list.
All right, fine. From the New York City Comptroller's Office, Scott Stringer or a representative?
Scott Stringer does have somebody. James?
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to unmute. I guess you do it, right?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Okay, so I got a few updates for you. I'm going to say first that our office has recently released the city's quarterly cash report and the city's cash balance projection. So these are the stats for the third quarter of the current fiscal year. That means it's actually looking at January through March. So it's not capturing much of the time when the pandemic started and when the shutdowns happened. So the numbers aren't as bad as probably many people would think. The city's cash balance is actually lower than it was around the same time last year. But I think what more people will be interested in is the fourth quarter of the current fiscal year, and those numbers and the report on that will come out, in the near future. But that probably will happen over the summer when there's no meetings. But just keep a lookout for it if you're interested. Next thing is that there has been an annual claims report that was just released. The annual claims report shows that the number of claims put in against the city decreased compared to last year and also compared to the year before. The number of claims settled, therefore, also decreased. And the largest cost to the city, or the NYPD claims against the NYPD resulted in the city having to pay about 36% of the total money that was paid out was due to NYPD related claims. But the good news here is that the total amount of money in claims paid out due to NYPD related incidents was actually lower this year compared to the year before and the year before that. So we're trending in the right direction there. I also want to say that the office is continuing to do the MWBE workshops. Those are the minority and women-owned business enterprise workshops. This gives people information about how to help kickstart their business as the phases continue and as more businesses reopen. If you don't fit any of the identity categories of minority and women-owned as a minority or a woman, and minority is defined in this case as people of sub-Saharan African descent, people of any Latin American descent, and people of South Asian, Southeast Asian, and East Asian descent. I think also Pacific Islander. If you don't fit any of those categories and you're not a woman, you can still sign 6 and 37,000. So it'll be a slight reduction there, but not by laying off anyone, just not hiring new people as the people currently in the NYPD retire. And I can
Better known as attrition. Right?
Sorry?
Better known as attrition.
Right, attrition. Yeah, exactly. So I'll send the links to you, and you can send it out in the email.
Thank you so much, James.
No problem.
Thank you. The New York Public Advocate, Jamani Williams, or representative?
I don't believe we have a representative here this month. No, Lou. No.
On the list, but the Queens DA office, either Melinda Katz or a representative?
No, none that we can, nothing we can see here.
Okay, fine. All right. So now we can go to the borough president's.
Correct, but Christina.
Oh, you want to go Moyers?
Hold on, I want to see if we were able to get him. Christina, were we able to get John Perricone on?
Yes.
Oh, there he goes. John?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Thanks, Kristen. So John Perricone, I'm here representing the Queensborough President's Office. I just have a couple of quick announcements to make. First off, on behalf of the Borough President, I wanted to welcome all the new appointees to Community Board 4, as well as returning members. The Borough President wanted to prioritize the census. She's encouraging everyone in Queens to fill out their census if they have yet to do so. And she also wanted to remind everyone to vote on June 23rd. There is still time to grab your absentee ballots, so please try to do that before the deadline. For upcoming events, we have our annual Pride event, which will be June 18th at 2 p.m. We have a Queensborough President's Recruitment Fair, June 24th at 2. Mind you, these are all virtual meetings that you can access on our website at queensbp.org. Two more events for you. We have the Borough President's Annual Philippine Independence Day event, which will be June 24th at 5 p.m. And lastly, her Celebration of Jerusalem, which will be on June 25th at 5. We do have a staff member in the office between the hours of 9 and 5. The phone number is 718-286-3000. I encourage anyone who has any issues or questions to call. And as we work remotely, we'll be able to follow up with any concerns or issues going forward. And I want to wish everyone a happy, healthy summer. If anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Thank you so much, John. Lou, you do have a representative here from the DA's office, Mr. Rodley Charles, if you may.
Okay, please let him in. Thank you.
Hi, hello everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, we can hear you. Go for good evening.
Yes. Thank you everyone for having me. I don't have anything to report. Just wanted to let you guys know you do have someone here on behalf of Melinda Katz listening in. Anything that you need to know, you can follow us on our Twitter at QueensDACat and also our Instagram. Once again, I don't have anything to report at the moment. Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, Lou.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe we have any more from the electeds.
I had to represent for the big homie. I'm saying.
Wait, what now? Okay, Lou.
Hold on, please. I'm trying to get back to my list. My computer is acting up a bit. What's next on the agenda, Christian?
Oh dear. I think we don't have any guest speakers, so it's committee reports at this point.
Yes, the committee reports. And I don't have the committees in front of me.
Okay, so I'll just go into by memory. So first is census. We know Kristen is not in. Next is consumer affairs. So Alex.
Related. Okay. Let me just pull up my notes. So as we have talked about, there's phase 1 started last week. The city is slowly opening. We've the neighborhood has dramatically changed since it's been open. I know a couple months ago it's ghost town, but now I'm really happy to see so many stores starting to reopen. I think there has been a concern with the bars. I've seen a number of posts on social media of people kind of concerned about people not social distancing. From what I understand, the bars are allowed to serve liquor outside, but they're not allowed to permit people to gather in front of them. So hopefully people start to adhere to that, and they discourage people from gathering in front. But other than that, I wish everybody well.
Thank you. Lou, you don't have the list yet?
I have the list now. I do have it.
Oh, okay.
I just got my list. Thank you. Environmental.
Yes, here's Oscar.
Yes, I'm here. Okay, I don't have much to report. Just that, just some information. I think beginning June 15, which was on Monday, a lot of stores stopped carrying plastic bags. So, if you guys, I'm hoping you guys bought some reusable bags, because a lot of stores already stopped giving away plastic bags. So just do your part, and it's just good for the city, and it's good for the planet. So that's all that I have, and just have a good summer, guys. Thank you.
Do we know of any record of anybody actually getting summonses for the plastic bag ban? Is that even like remotely in effect? What's happening?
I think the plastic bag
I didn't think so. Okay.
was put on hold.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm sorry. I was so disconnected from that.
On hold so
That's
far
what I
because
thought.
I
Okay,
still
good.
Well, it was no. Can you still hear me? Or
Yeah, you can still hear you, Oscar.
yes,
yeah, I mean it was on hold, but like my a lot of stores in my block already they stopped with the plastic already. So I mean I don't know if it's the city, but definitely my area.
Still giving it out though.
Well, they're probably going to. It's like whatever they have left in stock when it comes to plastic bags, they're probably giving that out. But as soon as they finish with that, I don't think we're going to have another stock of it.
We should ask the mayor's rep if she's still on the line about that. When do they plan to implement the hold or take the hold off of the plastic bag situation?
Maybe Christina, can we unmute Jessica really quickly? Jessica, maybe you can speak to this.
Sure, give me 2 seconds.
Hold on, thank you. Hey, Jessica.
Hi. So as I understood it, there was a delay in this. I don't know that there was a firm date put in place. I remember in the earlier chaos of the COVID pandemic that there was mention that this was a delayed enforcement.
Okay, all right, thank you. So
Mhm.
we don't know. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll go to the next committee report, health.
Just bear with us. Ashley is here with us.
Hi, everybody. Nothing specific to help to report, but I just want to encourage everybody to please keep wearing face coverings when they go out. Continue to social distance. We're seeing the numbers go down in the state and in the city, so let's just keep it up. And also, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been out volunteering, either with giving out masks or giving out food. I want to shout out Michelle Dunstan for coordinating all the volunteer efforts in LEPRAC, and just with helping to make sure people are getting fed who are in need. And I just want to say happy Juneteenth, happy Father's Day, and everybody enjoying your summer.
Thank you so much, Ashley. That's true. Happy Father's Day. You're right. You missed that.
Thank you. The parks, Gregory.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So nothing to report specifically about parks, but I did speak to Christian earlier today because the news was announced that the USTA is going to hold the US Open without fans. Already, some of the pro players have come out and said, good luck, getting us here. It's a really selfish decision. And I fully, as the vice chair of the CAB for Flushing Meadows Corona Park, I fully stand by that same sentiment. I think it's a completely selfish decision. A year ago, Christian and myself, Marilena, and many elected officials stood with Scott Stringer's team. When they released the audit that the USTA has underpaid the city, $311,202. So I'm probably going to be creating a petition of some sort because if you're not aware, there are sort of two entities that are associated with that park, the other one being the Alliance for Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And quite surprisingly, that board voted to have Denny Zausner, the president of the USTA, as the chair. So I really feel that, with parks being what they are, the lifeblood of the city now more than ever being needed, I don't feel someone that makes a decision to jeopardize players and also jeopardize the safety of the community. I mean, as we all know, it takes over the entire park and the entire surrounding area. And I don't see that any different now that they're just going to broadcast it because there's still player security and other things, even if it goes on. So just look out for something like that because I really feel like I need to, make the voice of myself and my neighbors heard that this is not the right decision for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Gregory.
Gregory. Public safety, Lucy.
Everyone, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me?
yes.
Okay, great. We met June 9th. We had a phone conference, and I'm very proud to say that we also had a quorum with all that's going on. Let me just give you a rundown on CERT for Queens Division 2, which handles 3 and 4 in Queens. I have to make this clear that we do not get funding, no compensation for all the volunteer work we get. A lot of people assume that we get compensation. That's not the case for CERT. And I'm very proud to say that we have some members that are out working with the military, doing distributions with boxes that range 25 to 30 pounds still today. And I'm very grateful for this because this is what gets down to the churches and to the other non-for-profits that put out with the politicians' offices and other religious groups. So I'm very proud of that. We also are doing surveys still for the homeless and for the COVID victims, looking for hotels that may have more room. And another thing we're doing is the buddy check. We're continuing with that, whereas we check to see if neighbors need food or just some companion over the phone. So that's what CERT's been doing still for the last couple of months. Fire department. So far, we haven't gotten anybody that's come down with COVID recently. As you know, these things change overnight, but we're very happy that no one has. And from our fire department division, we have 3 of them. What has been happening is people are cooking more and forgetting to turn off the knobs. So our fires have been happening in the kitchens and with electric appliances. So if anything, if you can remind your neighbors not to forget, because sometimes we do, they put something on simmer and they forget it's on, and therefore we have a small fire. The next thing is we got the police to talk about their COVID, and nobody has been affected. They're all good. They been very busy attending the marches in Brooklyn, and I asked them, do we have enough coverage here in our neighborhood as they're being sent elsewhere? They said, yes, they have. They've been working very closely with the 115. They do have quite a bit of shifts, starting from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's 12 hours, and many of them even stay longer than that, so they're really feeling the pressure of trying to keep up what's necessary for our community. They've been busy at the Queens Center Mall and the Queens Place Mall. There has been some youths from the ages of 12 to 18 and up trying to get in, especially near where Target is. Luckily, they've been a lot of manpower is down there right now to prevent it. So hopefully this won't escalate. As you know, we had the letter sent out from our politicians about that they might be looted. This was last weekend. We have many stores along Roosevelt and on Junction Boulevard that put a lot of wood barriers up. Luckily, nothing happened. A question was asked from our member, Chow, asking about did we have enough manpower, especially near Elmhurst Avenue and Roosevelt. Both the 115 and 110 again covered all the areas, and if anything, they were stationed for that area. Nobody was taken away, so that means that we had more than enough to handle the situation. I asked about what went up in crimes. Burglaries are up, and cars were another issue. Many of the deliveries will get out of their cars forgetting to turn off the key, take the key out of the car, and their cars were stolen. So that was a big thing that happened. Everything else went down. Ground larceny, felony assaults, that all went down. So that's good news as of what we got as a report. Another thing is we brought about domestic violence because that was something that Dewan had also brought up. I have the telephone number for the precinct. They've been busy also going to these marches. I did give it out in October, but I'm going to give it out again, 718-476-9321. I didn't hear anything too bad from 110, but it's good to know that we have someplace to still reach out to if things start to get worse again, being that we're in hard times with money and family issues and such. I asked if any of the neighbors or police were under any tension. Sometimes when we're under all this tension with what's been happening, the COVID and the marches and protests, was there any people being hurt by things being said? So far, nothing's been reported to the police department or the community at large. So that's good news. I'm very happy to hear that. They're doing outreach now for the homeless along Broadway with some of the churches. Again, that's continuing. They've been hitting parts of Whitney Avenue. They are going to continue to keep that up. Again, it's very hard to tell these people to move forward. It's one of these issues that we are still trying to combat. They're working closely with Breaking Ground, and hopefully we can get them off the streets. And with the help of CERT, they'll go to some of the hotels that we've set up for them. Graffiti. Some of you got some of the waivers from the CB4 office. Christina sent it out. Very important. You're going to get it in different languages, English, Spanish. You are not allowed to sign for the owner. Only the owner or someone who is responsible, legally responsible for the building or businesses, are only to sign that. You are, even though you may want to help, you do not sign for that. As soon as you can get them in, I know that John Wisser, police officer, is working now on covering a lot more areas. So as soon as we can get those waivers in, it would help. They've been covering 91st Street and 91st Place on 43rd and 44th Avenue, and the overpass at the Long Island Railroad. So the more we get in, the more coverage we can, more areas we can cover. Hopefully we can keep up with it. Liquor licenses. We asked a lot of questions about SLAs and, of course, some of the summonses they got from the police, and they questioned us. And, of course, we're going to give them a little break during this time, and hopefully they'll be able to handle some of the situations. One question that was brought up from Clara is about the security cameras. John Mercer was not able to get a full count on these cameras that were active or shut down or not working. He's going to try to work on that for the following meeting. So we'll find out more about how that's panning out. Another thing was about gangs. We saw a lot of gang-related problems in these places. We wonder if they're threatening a lot of people. The police are looking into it. They're documented in our report. They were gang-related. They're going to look further to see if this is spreading. And hopefully it's not after all this with COVID, but it's an issue they're going to look into. And that's pretty much it at this point. That's my report. So again, happy Father's Day to everybody, and all the grandfathers as well.
Thank you, Lucy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lucy.
You're welcome.
Okay, transportation. Linda's not here.
No, Linda's not here.
Okay, is Matthew going to report on anything?
Maybe let's unmute him real quick. Matthew?
No, I have nothing to report.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Euler. Well, he's not here, right? Derek Smith? Alternate.
Yeah, no, I mean, he might be there. I don't want to say he's not here, but, Alton, if you are there, we good.
Okay. Youth, Alexa Pons. We know she's here.
No, she was. Hold on, she's here. Is she?
Yeah, I said she's.
No updates from youth at this time.
Thank you, Alexa.
Thank you. That ends the committee reports.
Huh?
And item 7, we really accomplished back along with item 4. So we're nearing adjournment, and I just would like to thank everybody for coming in on these meetings. I don't know what will happen in September, and it will get very interesting because we are supposed to have a board election by the end of the year, and the committee needs to be formulated, I believe, in October, I believe October, to nominate people for positions on the executive board. So it's rather important. I hope we can meet again, but I have no idea what and when that's going to happen. So in the meantime, I'd just like to wish everybody a very safe and hopefully as happy as you can be summer to you and your families. And Christian, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, no, it's more so to the new. Again, thanks to everybody. You know, it's been a rough year, but I've always had the support of the board. So you guys make my job so much easier. It's been like 19 years about me doing this thing, so you know it's got to count for something. I do want to yet again thank the new board members. Welcome aboard. This is not the way we normally function. It may seem like you're in the dark, but rest assured, you will hear from us very soon. The entire process between the Borough President's office, the choosing of the members, was somewhat delayed, but you will be hearing from the board office very soon. Any questions, concerns, please do not hesitate to call us. The number is not 3141, it is in fact 3142. So if you need the office, 718-760-3142, or just email us at qn04@cb.nyc.gov. All right, guys, enjoy your summer. Thanks for everything, and I hope to see you guys very soon.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
You guys rock. Thanks.
Good night. Thank you.